Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
This is Naruto Shippuden episode 369. What happened last time?
Last time we had more of the continuation of Hashirama and Madara, and sort of how Madara lost faith in the idea of building the village together, but then in the end, after his brother died, after he gained so much power but still was defeated, he witnessed Hashirama about to make the ultimate sacrifice. That was enough to make him trust him again, and now they made the village and everything was great.
Indeed.
But we know that it didn't last, so maybe we'll see that in this episode.
Leave a like, subscribe, check out Patreon to get 5 episodes ahead or even more of Naruto Shippuden, as well as other exclusive stuff and other early content that we have there. Check that out, patreon.com/boldcast. Hope you leave a like and subscribe and support the official release and enjoy the reaction. Let's go.
And so, at last, we began building our village.
All in the trees, that's
Later,
cool.
we would ally with the Land of Fire, and so began the creation of a peaceful state unit, where nation and village stood on equal footing. In any case, it was dreamlike.
He's smiling. I like how they made them look older right there. That's cool. They're really good about like communicating the ages of them, since it's like a lifelong tale. Leaf Village. Early Leaf Village. Ooh. Oh, the academy. Kind of sad. I always felt sad for Madara there.
He would look really scary though if you're just like on the ground in this fucking terrifying
Warlord.
Yeah.
Remember how we used to talk here when we were brats?
Yeah. You do realize it's only you spouting such nonsense.
Yeah? What about you?
It sounds pretty good.
Well, then it's decided.
All right.
I like how Madara sounds so much older. Like
He just has a-
Hashirama sounds like a
My
kid.
brother here from this
He's like,
boundless
yes.
fantasy.
Well, like I accept it because later in life his voice is even deeper. Like he just has a naturally really deep voice, I guess.
It's a sign.
To be honest, I thought we were only dreaming.
The leader who from the shadows protects the Land of Fire is the Hokage. Well,
What do you mean?
the Land of Fire asks that we pick someone to represent the village. I'm considering naming you to be our leader, the Hokage. You've no blood siblings, but I want you to think of all the village shinobi as siblings. I want you to protect them with all your might.
Me? Who couldn't protect my own brethren?
What's the matter?
I almost cried just seeing the flashback of him crying over his brother. The voice actor for young Hashirama is way better than the voice actor for old Hashirama, in my opinion.
Stare at the water.
In addition to the Uchiha and Senju, it seems the Sarutobi and Shimura clans want to join us too.
You're kidding.
Shimura.
Are you serious?
Donzo
And
Shimura.
others as well. This village is going to keep expanding.
Project that.
We're going to need to find a name for it. You have any thoughts on that?
How about the village hidden in the leaves?
So simplistic. No ingenuity. You called it exactly as you saw it.
Different from Hokage. And I see you're still of getting depressed easily.
As all our village building picks up speed, the Hokage is going to become busier as well. That's the reason why I want to have your likeness carved into this cliff face at our feet, as a symbol of our village's protector.
Now you're kidding.
But your face is a bit too stern, so it'll have to be softened up.
Maybe so, but it still meets that sad look of yours.
I didn't know it was really that sad.
Oh yeah. To be honest, it's beyond sad.
Is that so?
It's crazy to hear him laugh like
There
that.
you are. What are you dawdling here for? The feudal lords from the Land of Fire will be here soon for the conference.
Tobirama.
It's not your choice. To propose Madara as a candidate for leader is fine, but the decision should come from the village's popular opinion and discourse with the Land of Fire's top officials. Things are different from Father's era.
Yes, but
And besides, selecting Madara to be the leader isn't a good idea. Everyone knows that you are the driving force behind this village. It's true. Even the
Sucks that they
Uchiha
both
will
just
admit
couldn't
that.
be both in
Plus,
charge,
haven't you heard
like
the rumors
equally, you
about
know?
the Uchiha? The stronger their hate, the stronger their visual prowess. That's the Sharingan's power. Simply put, they're unpredictable. For the future of the village.
stop saying such things, Tobirama.
Fucking Tobirama.
He literally should have never been a Hokage. It's so bad. He's racist against like half the population.
You'd know better than I would. Did you sense anything?
No, I'm not infusing chakra right now. Don't change the subject, elder brother. From now on, we will run things democratically.
A bad
Any
omen.
objections?
No, that's fine.
Oh, and that's when he says that's fine, because he knows it's a bad omen.
Oh my
And so I
god.
became the first Hokage.
That fucking sucks. Imagine how differently things would have gone if Madara was given the respect and cared about the village, you know? Mm-hmm. And would it gone better or worse? I honestly don't know.
It's hard to say.
Oh, shit. So we're like 2/3 of the way through the story. What do you think so far, Sasuke?
I became the first Hokage. Out of the era of warring states, where shinobi clans fought and killed each other.
This stone tablet has been passed down within the Uchiha for generations.
Showed it to
It
him.
has never been shown to an outsider before.
Wow.
Its special text requires visual prowess to decipher. As far as I am able to decode so far, it says, one god seeking stability, split into light and shadow. It is these opposites operating together that give rise to all things. It is a universal truth that applies to everything. It states that true happiness can be found when two contrary powers cooperate together. However, it could be interpreted differently. Hashirama, do you really believe that I know nothing?
Please just leave Tobirama to me. I can't do this without you. Keep working with me as a brother. The people will eventually recognize your merits. I will name you second Hokage.
I suspect Tobirama will be the second Hokage. If so, the Uchiha will slowly be expunged. Thus, I've spoken to the Uchiha, reaching out to the others about leaving the village too, but it seems no one's willing to come with me.
Madara.
I could not protect my brothers, and it seems I won't be able to keep my oath to protect my clan. I'm not even trusted by the brethren I want to protect.
No, that's not true. Everyone will trust.
Perhaps I should have only given you the option of killing your brother that day. You call me your brother, but which of us would you sacrifice for the sake of the village?
Damn.
I'd like to think that I know you pretty well. I'm leaving the village. I've found a different path. I can see it only because we have bared our insides to each other. Cooperation is merely a quieter form of conflict.
That's not true. I won't let it be.
Let's not argue trivialities. It's much sounder just to see this world as entertainment.
Have you been listening to me at all, Madara?
You are the only one who is a match for me. I look forward to the battles we shall fight. Until I achieve my true dream.
I thought everything we aimed for was right here in this village.
You simply cannot see it. What's even further ahead? Dreams of the far future.
Tell me about the Madara, please.
He's giving him
Just-
every olive
They're
branch.
linked to the village's dreams.
I know, Madara's literally like,
Please.
I'll take you down. He's just like,
As a friend, too.
okay, but let's
But I
just...
love you.
And you shall never reach it. It is useless to chase after me. You, of all people, should know that no one's capable of catching me from behind.
Upon saying that, Madara left the village.
Well, for fuck's sake. I mean, can you really blame him, though?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
for leaving, not for whatever the fuck he did after, but, you know?
We had come this far together, and now Madara was gone from the village we had both created. World at large, everyone respected and started replicating our village system of allied ninja clans.
See, that's why it's so shitty that they could only pick one leader when there was no, like, expectation. It could have been one from each clan working together, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, these other places all only have one leader, so you need one leader.
But you gotta remember, it's a military organization, so there has to be a commander-in-chief. There has to be one leader who makes the ultimate decision. There is a council.
Shinobi children got to know
Akimichi.
about learning and playing instead of merely knowing battle. And they even started living long enough to know the taste of alcohol. Madara came back to attack the Leaf Village. You're going to lay waste to everything? All we've accomplished until now, Madara.
Nine Tails with the
Mm-hmm.
Susanoo cloak.
This fight ain't no
Still can't believe he did that. That was so...
disrespectful towards our
Fucking
brothers
awesome.
and our comrades.
You know nothing of my...
I don't want to have to kill you.
Are you implying that you could take me down at any time?
I'm not. I mean, we're friends.
Enough of all this. I've already reached it.
Then so be it. Sage art. Wood style.
He looks so badass when he has that on.
Veritable 1,000 arm cannon.
Here I go, Come on, Hashirama!
Jojo Kemutsu. Artifacts of the Buddha.
Tail Beast, Bomb, Shuriken, Susanoo, Jutsu.
Oh my god. And he just has wooden fists.
But they're infused with Sage Art,
Yeah.
though. So it's all like Naruto's Frog Kumite. It's kind of like that, how it's just like so overwhelmingly powerful taijutsu. Oh shit.
What? He
Just-
stripped off the Susanoo.
Oh, the golem's on its head. To give you some scale. Oh my god. Imagine something more terrifying than a Nine Tails cloaked in a
Oh
perfect
my
Susanoo.
God. It just picks him up. Holy
The
shit.
full Nine Tails. Twice the size of Naruto's.
Tenth Edict of Enlightenment.
That's the sage. Or the ceiling. It's like Yamato's thing.
Wow.
He calmed the tailed beast using that same power. Holy shit.
I thought
think of that.
Madara like went out and got the same outfit as him just to prep for this fight.
Oh, maybe. Maybe he stole a little bit of his power in that fight, if you remember. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. It's it's amazing how fast Madara just, like, immediately was like, yeah, I'm leaving. It's like, it's a really tough thing because I guess it's really hard to speculate on or, like, talk about because it's like, if he had stayed and just tried to work with Hashirama instead, then perhaps he would have changed people's opinions about the Uchiha. Eventually over time. Like, Tobirama was obviously the like, pinnacle of the hatred towards them, and, like, but, like, most of the other Uchiha, like, at this point were not on Madara's side at all, and then Madara coming back and repeatedly attacking the village and sabotaging them was what, like, swayed the popular opinion against them.
Yeah.
Because
self-fulfilling prophecy.
It was very, and it's hard to say whether, like, how it would have gone if he hadn't left. It could,
he definitely didn't make it easier on
well,
them.
that's what it is. It's he says, oh, well, this is just going to continue in this way, so I might as well just speed up the process, essentially. But I think that if he had really tried to just, you know, work for the good of the village, then he could have made a difference. He was the leader.
Yeah.
And he was of course he wasn't he was the reason the village was formed. It wasn't just Hashira. It was, but it was both of them all the time. And if Madara didn't agree, then it wouldn't have happened.
And if he didn't really believe it when he agreed, then Tobirama would have immediately called his bluff. Mm-hmm. And, you know,
it's kind of sad, to be honest, and it's very unfortunate
it just
that
sucks.
he you know, was so certain of something that hadn't even happened yet, and he could have, if he had been like Hashirama, who was so certain that if he, like, you know, worked for the good, it would be good. Mm-hmm. Instead of, oh, things are gonna be bad regardless, so I might as well do something completely different. And, like,
what about the stuff that he read in the tablet?
That's kind of interesting as well, and the fact that he showed him, and it's scary because that's when his voice he really started to sound evil. It's obviously it's the same guy the whole time, but it's when you hear him and just, like, hanging out, they're like, he's like looking through, I'll call it the village hidden in the leaf or whatever, and he's just messing around.
It's crazy that he named the village. I forgot that too.
That's really cool as well. Yeah, that is cool. But then he fucking takes him down there and just, like, calls him out and is just like, oh, well, you know, there's supposed to be, like, light and darkness, but and
said that out of the clash between, or the merger or some shit, I forget the wording used, between light and darkness, light and shadow, comes the creation of all things. It's a universal principle that applies everywhere. And yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's just because it's also that he was studying the Uchiha stone tablet that gave him some different ideas of shit as well.
And then he was getting bitter because obviously, so now Hashirama's the one leader, and his like actual brother is actively against Madara, who he also said is like, oh yeah, you're like my brother.
Yeah. Well, here's. Go ahead, sorry.
I was just gonna say, and it does create, like, you know, like, when he's talking about, like, yeah, if you had to sacrifice one of us, if you're, like, you know, if it was your brother saying that he had to be second Hokage or else, or me saying I had to be second Hokage or else,
what would you do then? And
it's just like,
he also even backpedaled further, and I think I might have misheard, but I think this is what he said. He also said this, where it was like, if you had to kill yourself or me now, what would you do? Or was he talking about
he said, I should have only given you the option to kill your brother instead of, like, kill yourself.
He said
or
that,
your
but
brother.
I thought then after that he was like, well, what if I gave you the same, like, basically, what if you had to choose between killing yourself or killing me, which would, or letting me live or letting yourself live, which would, be a better, I forget exactly what he said, but for the sake of the village, like, which would be better for the sake of the village. And Hashirama was just kind of silent. He might have been talking about his brother, but either way, like, before the village was made, Hashirama would have killed himself, but now that he's the leader, like, what would happen if he just fucking killed himself, and then Madara was saying all this shit about leaving and all this stuff, and then Tobirama becomes Hokage, and yeah, it just sucks, because, like, I think honestly, because they were going off, I mean, they established the first Hokage through democracy and through the feudal lord and like a combination of things. And then each Hokage after is kind of named with recommendation by the Hokage, but really decided by the feudal lord and their like attendants.
Yeah, it's interesting how in the first one it was like, oh, it has to be someone who has like good appeal to like the whole village. Like we have to decide this fairly with input from the entire village. I'm Tobirama, this is a democracy. And then immediately after it's...
Well, I'm the Hokage now, basically. Yeah, like, but honestly...
I am the Hokage.
Like, I done so. The sixth Hokage done so.
Yeah, and see, that's like another thing. Like, would literally, if it was put to a vote, would literally anyone other than Foundation members have voted for Danzo? Probably
But keeping
not.
it here,
yeah.
Like, do you honestly think that, like, if Madara stayed, he would have been second Hokage? I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think he would. I think that he was right. He could see the change, and he could see, like, he would either have to... I think it's partly a pride thing, where he didn't want... It was like a Naruto and Sasuke dynamic, where Sasuke didn't want to... Like, as long as he was measuring himself against Naruto, as long as he came out on top, things were okay. But, like, this is a small part of the equation, but I think it played a big part there, where, you know, if he wasn't named Hokage, then the Uchiha wouldn't be thought of as equals anymore, and then that would like ruin the reputation and the power. That would possibly ruin the power of their clan and their internal pride throughout the entire clan and their strength within the village as a force within the village. Would they just be the lapdogs? As they turned out, they literally were forced into a lapdog position by Tobirama, being put into the Leaf Police Force. You know, so. He wasn't 100% wrong, but he definitely didn't make it easier on anyone with the choices that he made, except that he read some shit on the tablets that really, like, gave him some insight into some shit. Clearly. He learned some deeper secrets looking at it with the Eternal Mangekyo.
Yeah, it is just really shitty that, like, they couldn't both have just...
yeah,
or like,
it is shitty, but again, like, imagine, like, you're in a military crisis. Like, imagine if the fucking U.S. Army had two presidents and they're both arguing about what to do. They have equal power, and then one of them wants to take this action, the other one doesn't, and then nothing happens because it's just bureaucracy and two people fighting. And then because they have equal power, different factions form, and now there's a civil war, and, you know, it's just, you know, you got to have one. There can be a council, there can be advisors, but there has to be one person to make the ultimate decision and take that responsibility in a military situation, or else, you know, the entire chain of command falls to pieces and you get divided and there's not cohesion and people aren't acting together, and then it's just fucked up. And then you're not effective as a military force, which is the entire point of the Leaf Village in terms of how they make their money and how they support all of their people. So it fucking sucks, but there can't be two leaders. At one time. There has to be one person with the ultimate power. Fucking sucks. That's the way she goes. It just sucks that nobody was willing to trust Madara at all, because maybe he wouldn't have left if, like, he was named first Hokage. Who knows what the fuck would have happened? Do you think it would have been better or worse? I honestly don't know, because Hashirama was literally the best person for the job.
It's interesting because like, Hashirama literally was the best person in the job, but the fact that he wanted to give it to Madara, and obviously he still would have been extremely involved. Like, that's the thing. If Madara had stayed around and was, like, actively very involved in what he believed in to Hashirama would have listened. That's what would have made him a good leader, is that he would actively listen to what people, like, his second in command is telling him this. He will, like, fully, you know, go with it and stuff.
Madara wouldn't have listened to it.
Madara, but at the same time, maybe he would have, because he if he was the guy at the top and he knew that he could make the final decision, but his like best friend who's very wise and has proven to be right time and time again was like offering him advice the whole time, you know, in like a trusted, you know, there was like,
but
the
okay,
trust
think of it the
yeah.
other way. Think of if Madara was in that position, he got named first Hokage. Do you and like say Hashirama got snubbed like Madara did? What do you think he would do? Would he leave the village and threaten to attack it and threaten to destroy it and kill everyone out of spite? No, he would just be you know, present in the village and defend it with all that's, you know. So it's not just about what they would do in the office, it's what they would do in the face of a slight or like something against them. When they're in, it's not how graceful they are. It's easy to be a graceful winner, but your true character shows when you lose, you know? How do you handle a loss? And when you're, or I think that saying goes the other way actually, but it works both ways. It's like, you know, Hashirama would have been great. It was graceful in victory. He would have been graceful in defeat. Madara, we don't know if he would have been graceful in victory. He might have become a tyrant. We don't know.
Yeah.
Because it didn't happen. But possibly he would have been gracious, but he was definitely not gracious in defeat. So, you know, it was great for him to be the first Hokage. If Madara was the second Hokage, who knows what would have happened. But even before the election even happened, before the selection even happened, he was already, oh my god, he was already thinking of revenge. Shit, I don't even know what the hell happened.
You had a scab there.
I think I did. I think I was picking my scab and I didn't notice. I was fucked up. So wrapped up in village conflict and I'm starting to bleed for them.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, it's all just...
It's all hypothetical.
What ifs and
yeah.
this and that and who knows, but yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. We're moving right along. Leave a like, subscribe, and see you next time. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay. Bye-bye.